Okay, people, so I am back. I had an interruption. I believe I'm going to have some more interruptions. I'm not sure. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to do a pre-Father's Day meal just in case I don't get a chance to take my husband somewhere for Father's Day. So what I'm going to cook is, I mentioned the chicken tenders from Farmer Focus, organic and free range. This is the chicken that I get when I do buy chicken and eat chicken. Well, not when I eat chicken, but when I buy the chicken, this is what I get. So I'm gonna have chicken, I'm gonna have some vegetables. And the way I clean my vegetables, I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to preserve my voice a little bit. This is how I clean my vegetables. I just put them in a pot, a little container, and I use vinegar. It can be distilled vinegar or it can be the apple cider vinegar from Bragg's. This is probably most people's favorites because it's kind of popular. And I also use baking soda. You can get any kind of baking soda, and sometimes I'll squeeze in some lemon. You'll see it fuzz. You'll see your water fuzz. And so I let this soak already for about maybe 10 minutes. You probably don't have to do it for 10 minutes. And then what I do is I just take my strainer and I just pour it in there. Make sure I wash it again, rinse it. And I go with the warm water and I just rinse it out. The vinegar and the baking soda already is cleaning this out while it's cleaning the vegetables. So this gives you a look at the vegetables. They look nice and clean. It's squash, zucchini that I grow from my garden, green peppers, tomatoes, baby tomatoes, or you can use big tomatoes, carrots. I don't do too many carrots. I've heard that they have a lot of acid in them. I don't do too many. And then I have red bell peppers. And then put them in the bowl. Then I have potatoes that are already clean. These are the baby tomatoes. Even though they have starch in them, the smaller the potato, the less the starch. So that's going in there with them also. Then I have broccolini. So what I'm gonna do now is do my mushrooms. And I'll cut these up first, and then I'll wash them. I'm just cutting them in halves right now. Usually I will cut them and just, cut them up like that. And I do that when I have another dish, like a rice dish, but because this is gonna go with the vegetables as a meal, I'm gonna just cut them half. I'm gonna just half them. I didn't wash these yet. I'm gonna just do a little bit. And when I wash my cutting boards, I have a bottle of, this is No, I can't show you that because like, I don't put things in the right bottles, but it's like a little bit of bleach mixed with water, and I just squirt it, spray it, and then reuse it. Reuse my cooking mat. Okay. I think I ran out of white onions, so I'm gonna use red onions. I don't know why they call them red. These are kind of purple, almost look pink. We'll put those in there with my mushrooms. And if you have enough spring water, I do use spring water to clean. Sometimes I do when I have enough of it. If not, I just use the water from the sink. We don't know what's in it. We might not even know what's in the bottles that we buy, the plastic bottles. So with this, I'll put a little bit of Bragg vinegar or any kind of vinegar. I can't give you any measurements because I'm sorry, I just don't measure stuff. I've been doing it a while, so I kind of know. And I know since I'm trying to tell you how to cook, I probably should tell you about how much to do. So what I'm gonna just say is just a little bit of each. Whatever you're cooking, a little bit of each. And you can let this sit. You'll see the water get brown. And you'll let this sit for about probably 5 minutes. Your mushrooms, they're kind of thin. Let them sit for 5 minutes. And I frequently wash my hands. With the onions, I use scallions. These little babies give your food such that taste that you need, that punch. Because it's a little different than the regular onion. They look like they're little red onions, but I don't know. And these you don't have to clean because they have that protective layer of skin on them. So I just drop them in there. I was gonna bake the vegetables, and then this is where I come in when I'm messing. I have some apples here, some organic apples, and I was just gonna cut them up and kind of put them in the mix. Not while they're baking, even though I could. They're raw baked apples. So I kind of just want to mess a little bit, and I might just throw some onions in there, and they're gonna wonder what that sweet taste is. It's just a twist. You don't have to do it. I'm gonna use the fresh and tender baby broccoli. Those are the ones with the long stems, and they are good. And they are tender. So he's gonna have a good meal today. I won't do too many, but I'm gonna do enough in case somebody else wants some, which I have 2 daughters that always want to eat. I already have asparagus. This is just sitting in the refrigerator, kind of marinating a little bit with seasoning. Why you come downstairs?
Just wanted to see
What I'm doing? Okay. Okay, so I have my vegetables. Once again, the vegetables are the potatoes, squash from my garden, green peppers, red peppers, tomatoes, and carrots. I do have asparagus that's in the refrigerator, getting their seasoning. I also have the broccoli, the baby broccoli. I try not to eat a lot of meat. Really, I do. I love chicken and I like turkey. I do a lot of turkey sandwiches from the deli, and that's not good. But there's no buts. I try to eat right as I can. I'm still overweight. I'm 216 pounds. I did lose from last month. The months before, I was 232, 235. So I have been eating, watching what I'm eating, and eating some of the right things. And I also do a lot of gardening, and I do walk. I walk. So I'm not all lost, and you're not either. So I'm gonna add my mushrooms and the onions, and now I'm gonna start my seasonings. When you're cooking and when you're preparing and cooking, I mean, I always wear gloves. I wear gloves for everything, but you can still rinse your gloves off every now and then. Rarely do I use my bare hands. Some people can say it's the same as wearing gloves. You touch stuff and you go back and touch the food, but I do rinse in between either way. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna show you some of the seasonings. This is Celtic sea salt. It's a fine grain, a fine ground. I don't know the history of this. My husband bought it and she said that it's lower in sodium, but this is this sodium is 455, 455 milligrams. This sodium is 420, and it's per a quarter teaspoon or tablespoon. I need my glasses. But anyway, I'm just gonna sprinkle. No smell. I'm just gonna sprinkle. I like variety sometimes, so I'm gonna just sprinkle a little of that and a little of this sea salt. No, this is Himalayan salt. Is it sea? Raw, natural, and unrefined. Squirt a little of that. Then I always put turmeric in my food. It gives it such a good flavor, and it colors your food. I don't put a lot, just enough to color your food. You can use ginger if you like. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I get it from Sam's Club. I don't know if you saw that, but really just a little ginger, because ginger has a little spot. It has a spark to it. Onion. This is just Badia onion powder. I usually get the same brand. Sometimes I'll switch up. But I usually get different. I usually do the same brand. Did I see back there? Okay. Onion powder. I did onion powder. I'm gonna do garlic. Garlic really brings out the flavor. Just a touch of cayenne. That's it. For this stuff. And then I have Miss Dash, salt free. And that's garlic and herb. I just order it online on Amazon. I don't go all over the place for my stuff. So So this should be seasoned good enough. But if you want, I get Saison sometimes. Saison is 170 milligrams for a quarter teaspoon. I used to use this on chicken all the time, but I stopped cooking chicken like that, so I don't really use it. I just have this in my cabinet. I might put some of it on the chicken that I have, but I'm not gonna add it to this. If you do, it would really taste good. It would, I mean, it's gonna be good anyway. It'll just add to your flavor. Did I put pepper? Yeah, I think I got pepper. I gotta have pepper. Now I would do lemon. That always gives it a good taste, but my husband doesn't like too much lemon, but I'm gonna just do a little teeny spoon. That just kind of brings the flavor out. And I'm really thinking about these apples. What do you all think? So I did decide to add just a few apples, just to be messing, because that's what I do. And I am going to either roast these in my air fryer, or I'm going to actually bake them in my toaster oven. So I don't know, but I'm gonna get back with you. Okay, so now I'm on to my chicken tenders. This is how they look, and you can always cut them. I'm not gonna cut them. I don't put baking soda in my chicken tenders. I usually just do salt, sea salt. So if you want to do a little lemon, you can. I don't normally do lemon, but sea salt. Like I said, the company, to me, I haven't had any complaints. It looks pretty clean. It smells clean. You can see that. Don't have a bunch of fat hanging off. They don't have a lot of blood spots or brown spots or other things that we can't identify. I'm just rinsing. Now you can either take a paper towel and blot them, or you can sit them out and let them dry on their own. I usually just, do this. None of the paper towel, if you buy the good paper towel, it won't come off on the chicken. Gotta, look for some of the better items for your things to be better. Because anything just won't always work. So, here's your chicken. From here is the fun part where you get the season. I'm going to just use the rest of this onion. Okay. More onion. Gotta have garlic. You don't have to have garlic. I listened to Dr. Sebi's recordings and he swears against garlic. He said something about your membrane and garlic, so you can look that up to see for yourself. You don't have to listen to somebody else who's not sure, but I do go by a lot of his principles when it comes to food. I do. So remember that Saison? Just a little. Just a little.